On a cold February night in 2004, a nursing student crashed her car on a quiet New Hampshire road. A school bus driver stopped to help. She told him not to call the police. When officers arrived just minutes later, her car was there. Her belongings were there, but she was gone. Maura Murray has never been seen again. Welcome to Where the Trail Ends, where we follow the story until it disappears. Maura Murray's life did not begin at that curve in the road. She grew up in Massachusetts, the fourth of 5 children in a close-knit family. She ran track, worked hard in school, and earned a place at West Point before transferring to the University of Massachusetts to study nursing. Those who knew her say she was driven and independent, someone who pushed forward even when things were difficult. But in the weeks before she vanished, something seemed to weigh on her. She got into a minor car accident. She was involved in an incident at work. Friends later said she seemed distracted, distant, like she was carrying something she wasn't ready to talk about. Whatever it was, she didn't share it openly. She simply made a plan and started driving north. In the days before she vanished, Maura searched online for rental condos in New Hampshire and Vermont. She printed directions to small mountain towns. She looked up lodging near ski areas and quiet rural roads. She packed clothes, toiletries, textbooks, and food. Not just an overnight bag, but not quite a permanent move either. She emailed her professors saying there had been a death in the family. There hadn't been. To classmates, she said almost nothing. She simply left. Maura left campus in her Saturn sedan and headed into rural New England. Snow lined the roads. Cell service was limited. She drove for hours into mountains and forest, through small towns and long stretches of darkness. No one knows exactly where she was going or why. As night fell, temperatures began to drop. The road narrowed, and she reached a sharp curve on Route 112. At about 7:27 p.m., Maura's car spun out and hit a snowbank. A nearby resident heard the impact and looked outside. A school bus driver returning home stopped and asked if she needed help. Maura told him she had already called roadside assistance, but there was no cell service in the area and no call was ever made. She begged him not to call the police. He later said she looked shaken, but alert, not badly injured, not obviously intoxicated, just determined to handle things on her own. He went home and called for help anyway. Route 112 is not a busy highway. It winds through forest, steep embankments, and long stretches without streetlights. In winter, sound travels strangely in the cold, and footprints can disappear into packed snow. Anyone walking that road at night would face ice, limited visibility, and temperatures well below freezing. It is not an easy place to simply disappear from, yet no one saw where Maura went. In the roughly 15 minutes between the call for help and the arrival of officers, something happened. When police reached the scene, the Saturn was still there. The doors were locked, the windshield cracked, and the airbags had deployed. Inside were maps, alcohol, schoolwork, clothing, and personal belongings she likely would have taken if she had planned to run away for good. Outside the car, faint footprints seemed to lead away from the road, then faded into hard snow and darkness. There were no clear signs of a struggle. No obvious direction of travel. Just silence. It was as if the scene had been paused and Maura had quietly slipped out of the frame. Search teams arrived quickly. Over the next several days, volunteers, police, and K-9 units combed the woods, riverbanks, and abandoned structures. Dogs briefly picked up a scent, then lost it near the roadway, as if Maura may have gotten into another vehicle. Helicopters scanned from above. Flyers were posted across multiple states. Tips poured in, but none led to Maura. The landscape of the White Mountains is vast. Thick forest, ravines, freezing water, and remote terrain. Searching there is like trying to find a single page in an endless book of trees. Neighbors reported seeing a young woman at the crash scene. Some said she appeared upset. Others said she kept her distance. No one reported seeing her leave the area. No one saw headlights drive away. No one saw a figure walking down the dark road. Whatever happened there seemed to happen quietly. Investigators reviewed Maura's bank activity and phone records. They looked at security footage where possible. They followed tips from across the country. Nothing has ever conclusively shown Maura after the crash. No verified sighting, no confirmed video. For a case discussed this widely, the lack of evidence has become its own mystery. There are many theories about what happened to Maura Murray. Some believe she intentionally left to start a new life. Some believe she accepted a ride from the wrong person after leaving the crash site. Others think she became disoriented in the freezing night, and the wilderness eventually claimed her. But without evidence, none of these theories can be proven, and none bring her family the answers they have waited for. Maura's family has never stopped searching. Her father has walked those roads again and again. Her loved ones still speak of her in the present tense, because until answers come, she is not gone in their hearts. Somewhere along Route 112, in the shadow of the White Mountains, a young woman disappeared into the cold night. No trace, no goodbye. And until the truth is found, one question remains. What happened to Maura Murray when the trail ended? Thank you for watching. This is Where the Trail Ends.